Students, this is Mr. Litton. This video is going to show you some of the features of Google Sites so that you can begin creating your music history project. Google Sites is very simple. So once you've created it, you've titled it, you've shared it, you've published it, your website's going to look something like this. Your title's automatically going to be generated up in the top or somewhere on your website. And then it's going to say your page title. The first thing you're going to want to do is pick a theme and color. So on the right-hand side, where it says Insert Pages and Themes, there's different tabs for the activities that you need to do. If you click on the Themes tab, you can choose some of the themes that are here. They have a few few options, and they've kept it pretty lean. I'm just going to choose Vision. You can then also choose your color. I'll do red, and you can change your font style to bold, modern, or classic for this particular theme. Once you're finished with theme, this changes your theme. This adapts your theme, and then you can start putting in the elements that make your page. For example, the title of your page should be your music history time period. So in my case, it's classical music. And then you notice you have nothing else that's down here in the body. So this is the header, this is the top. You can change this image by hovering your mouse over it and clicking on Change Image. You can upload or you can select an image. If you select an image, a window will pop up where you can search what's in the gallery already. You can search by the address, the URL, which is this again. So if you go to Google Search and search for an image, you can copy that image address and then paste it right here. You can do a limited Google search image here, which is usually an easier option. So if I click in classical music, see what pops up. I pushed enter. You can see the different banners that pop up. I might even want a banner. So if I do a Google search for banner, you can see the different banners that come up. I kind of like this one, so I'm going to select that one, highlight it, and then push the button that says select. You can also pull an image that you might have from your Google Drive. I doubt that you'll have any images that you want to use for your website from your Google Drive, and then you won't have any pictures in your albums, or you shouldn't have any pictures in your albums. But you put select when you get it, and it'll adjust your picture to become your banner. Looks really nice. You can also change the type of header that it is. So this is a banner style. If I didn't want to have a picture, I could put title only. It'll only list the title. I can make it a cover, so it takes up the entire first page. I kind of like how that looks, but notice that it took my picture away. So I'd have to go back and import my picture again. You can also do if you just want a big banner or just what we just did. Again, my picture is gone, and I'm not going to replace it. But again, if you needed to do that, you can say select image, and then go up there and search it, and then import it. So I'll just choose one of these because why not? So I'll do the blue one so you can see how that works. And I've got my color scheme, I've got my theme, I've got my header, and now I need to start working in the body. This being my first page or my home page, I need to pull in some text, and I might need a text box. So if you go over to the right, under the tab Insert, you have text box. If I just click this, it automatically adds a text box. And this is where I can start putting information about the classical era. Classical music. Music is defined as yes. The classical historical era was blah 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 blah. Yes. So this is where my content goes. I would then want to include a picture, so I would do the same thing. You would click on the images handle, you click on it, and then it's going to say, how do you want to pull an image? Do you want to upload an image from your computer, or do you want to select an image? If you choose select, that window, that same window is going to pop up where you can pull up, where you can pull out different pictures. Again, if you click on Google image search at the top, you can search for images. So if I search for classical music, excuse me, if I search for classical music, there's different things. I'll just use the first picture that I see. I click on it, put the check mark next to it, and click Insert, and it's going to put that picture in it. Now I can drag this picture and move it to where I want to use it. If I didn't want it right there, I can move it above by moving it, dragging it above it. If I wanted to move it to where that picture was in the middle, you come up here. You can crop the image. So if I click on crop, it allows me to adjust the size of that image. So if I just wanted, let's say I just wanted this guy right here. Sure. And then you click go. You can uncrop the image, which is basically undo. You can add a link, so if someone clicks on that picture, it takes them to somewhere. You can also, which is kind of nice, is add a caption to that picture. And this was typically where you would provide the link or the copyright information for that image. I don't have that information, so I can't put that there, but that's what that does. Or if you wanted to say a caption about that image, some people playing orchestral music, whatever, and that makes it as a caption for that image, which is pretty neat. You'll see on the you can change the layout for this page. Let's say I didn't want it to look that way. I wanted it to look this way, where there was 2 pictures that I could put, some information here and some information there. It keeps what I've already pulled in. You don't have to use a layout. You can design your own. You can also, if you had a link that you wanted to do, you could include a button. So let's say I wanted to put a button in. You can name that button, and it's going to be the I don't know, information about classical music. No, let's do a video. Let's do a link to a video for a button. Let's say classical music, that's not how you spell music, M-U-S-I-C, example, and then you'd have to go to the interwebs and find a classical music example. I'm just going to go to YouTube because that's the easiest. You search on YouTube for the video that you want to put in. And let's try this one. Sure. Okay. So that's the video. You copy the address, the URL. You right-click, say copy. I'm going to turn that off so it's not listening to it the whole time. And then in link, you right-click and push paste. And then you push insert, and then now you have a button. You can change the color of the button. You can edit the style of the button, the link, the information that's printed into the button, that kind of information. Again, the series of dots right here is used as the handle marker. You can move it up or down, move it left or right. You can also put in a divider if you wanted some space between, let's say you wanted some space between your data, your information that you put in. You can click on divider, and it adds a line. So I could put a line, I can move this line up here, and so it kind of puts a visual divider between what's up here and what's down here. You can see all of the different types of things that you can input in this, including a YouTube video. So if you wanted to directly link your YouTube video of classical music, you can search it. When it pops up, you can say, this is the one we just used. So we're going to use that one again. You select it, and it puts it into your website page, your page for your website. And I moved it to the top so you could see it a little bit better. You can select the background for this. So this space right here is that handle, and you can change that space. You can change the background of the space. You can copy that section. You can also delete the section. So if you delete it, let me delete this. So if you delete the section, if you put that delete button, it goes away. Let's say you made a mistake. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. I didn't mean to delete that. Use the undo function that's at the top. So it comes right back when I click it. You can also redo. And then this button here, the preview button at the top, is to preview how your website would appear on the internet. So if you click on that, it'll open up a new window. where it is your website. So you can see it. This is what if a computer user was on your website, this is what they would see. You can switch it down here, what it would look like on a tablet, and then what it would look like on a personal device, a cell phone. Then if you close, well, if you close it, then it returns you back to your website editor. Pages. You'll need to add 4 pages at least, so you need to know how to add pages. Right now I have 1 page. It's automatically called home. If I need to make another page, which you will, you go down here to the plus button and select new page. My new page might be composers page, which you will also need to have, and it lists the composers. And this theme, it puts my pages, links to my pages at the top. So I can go back to my home page, and this is when I go to my website, this is what everyone's going to see. If I click on composers, it's going to take me to my new page that's got the composers. Of course, you'll need to insert a text box and list the composers on this page. Okay, go back to pages, click on new, create a new page. Let's call it classical music events. Now I got my classical music events. I need another page that is my resources page. On my resources page, I'll need to list all of the information. So if I go to Wikipedia and say classical music, I didn't even spell it right. I go to the Wikipedia article about classical music. So let's say I get some information. Art music produced or rooted in the traditions of Western culture, including both liturgical and secular music, while a more precise term is used to refer blah, 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 blah. I would need to write that in my own words. But as long as I pull information, I need to copy this link up here at the top. So you select all of that link, right-click on it, say copy, and then go over here, create a text box, paste that link, but you need to alphabetize it. And the best way to do that, the easiest way to do that, is to make it a bullet point and then to title it Wikipedia, and then the subtitle for that page is classical music. So we're in Wikipedia, classical music is the title. So go back to your website, say classical music. I would put a hyphen right there just to separate the link. And notice that my link is not active. So if I go into my website, if I go to this website, let me go to the desktop version. If I go to that website, I can't click on it. As a user, I can't click on it. To go to this website, I would have to copy it. I'd have to highlight it, copy it, and then paste it. To make it a link, let me close out of this. To make this a link, all I have to do is once at the end, either push the space bar, or if I push enter, it does the same thing. And that makes it an active link. When I push enter or return on my keyboard, it makes another bullet point for me to put in my next source, my next works cited. So you can see this, if I click on preview, you can see that it's a link. If I click on that link, it takes me directly to where I got that information from Wikipedia. That's what I would like for you to do so I can check your references. And then, let me close this. When you're finished editing your website, anytime you're finished with editing your website, make sure you push the publish button at the top. When you push the publish button at the top, it's going to show you this page that says this is what you want to post. This is what it used to look like. And when you're finished, make sure you push publish, and it's going to publish it to the website so that anybody goes to your website address, which, by the way, is right here. Anybody goes to your website address will see your website. All right, let me know if you have any questions.